Today I'll be going into more detail about the Temple of Athena Nike. We will first take a glance into the history of this beautiful temple, and then we'll go into detail on the temple itself. I'll hopefully be able to give you some more information, and you'll be walking away with more details about this beautiful temple. First, we're going to talk about the history. And before I get into the Temple of Athena Nike, I am first going to discuss the history of the Acropolis of Athens. And while I'm discussing some of the history of the Acropolis, I will be playing a short little video, and hopefully it will go faster than it normally goes. I don't really know how to work YouTube or anything like that. I know I'm young and I know I'm supposed to know all this, but I don't. So I'm hoping for the best. But while I'm talking about the history, there will also be a short little video on basically what all went on in the Acropolis of Athens. So let's get started. It is a well-known fact that the Acropolis of Athens is one of the most visited monuments not only in Greece, but in the world as well. This is not a random fact, since the Acropolis is an ancient Greek landmark, including buildings such as the Parthenon, Temple of Athena Nike, and the Erechtheion. Here's a map of the Acropolis of Athens before all of the destruction. And as you see here, the Persians decided to attack Athens, and they did burn a lot of the buildings down, including the Temple of Athena Nike. The southwest of the Acropolis Plateau is right next to the Propylaea. It has been an important location for a certain sanctuary dating back to the Athenian era. And now I'm going to let the video play out for a little bit, and then we're going to go into more detail about the Temple of Athena Nike. So now that we discussed the history of the Acropolis of Athens, now we're going to go into more detail about the Temple of Athena Nike. So this is where we will be focusing on for the rest of this video. Again, I will be playing another video without sound, basically giving a little tour on the outsides of the Temple of Athena Nike. So let's start. Okay, so it's a protruding tall mass of rock, strategically located in a way that protects the south flank of the most vulnerable access point and gate to the citadel. Early in its history, it was a place of worship for deities associated with wars, perhaps Bronze Age Nike gods or goddesses, which with time fused with the cult of Athena Nike of later centuries. Excavations have revealed that on this location an open pit existed that Bronze Age Greeks used to pour libations and to deposit primitive figurines of the deities worshipped. During the Archaic era, a small temple stood on the site that faces an altar to its east. This building was destroyed by the Persians in 480 BCE, along with the rest of the Acropolis, which is what you saw in the video before this one. But, more specifically, the Temple of Athena was not rebuilt until 435 BCE. The classical temple that has survived was completed in 420 BCE. And now we will be moving into the inside of the Temple of Athena. From several ancient accounts and by Pausanias, we know that the statue of Athena Nike in its cella was made of wood and held a branch of a pomegranate tree, which was a symbol of peace, in the right hand, and a helmet, which was a symbol of war, in the left. Since it had no wings, as it was customary for Nike statues of the time, the temple acquired the name Apteros Nike, which means wingless victory. It is said that the statue was deprived of wings so it could never leave the city of Athens. Okay, and now we're moving back to the outside of the Temple of Athena, and we're going to be going into more detail about the art on the outside of it. And there will be another video being played, mainly because I don't really want you to be bored looking at a slideshow. So here's hopefully my last video. So the classical temple is considerably smaller than the other temples of the Acropolis. It is the first building that greets the visitors who approach the propylaea, and its elegant Ionic features balance the dominating Doric character of the propylaea. It faces to the east, and its entrance is lined with 4 monolithic Ionic columns that support a shallow porch. The west end is similarly treated with 4 Ionic columns and a porch, but they preceded a blind wall. The inclusion of a tetrastyle, which means 4 columns, at the back of the temple was necessary for this side faced the entrance to the Acropolis. The sides of the bastion around the temple of Athena Nike were protected by a parapet of Pentelic marble. It was 41.71 meters in length and consisted of slabs with relief decoration on the exterior. The sequence of representations commenced from the northwest corner, where the staircase leading from the propylaea to the sanctuary ended. The slabs are not part of the continuous narrative. Instead, each one depicts an independent scene. Each side consists of a similar composition of winged Nike, either driving bulls to sacrifice or holding weapons and bedeking victory trophies with Greek or Persian weaponry. The goddess Athena is seated in their midst, having laid down her weapons. The frieze ran along all 4 sides of the Temple of Athena Nike and consisted of 14 sections. It was 25.94 meters long. The block from the northeast corner has been lost along with other parts, and therefore the original sequence of blocks on the north, south, and west side is uncertain. 4 blocks, 2 from the south and west sections, respectively, are located in the British Museum. So, you are still able to check them out if you want. The east frieze represents the Olympian gods, and the other 3 sides of the frieze depict historic battle and scenes, such as the Marathon battle in 490 BCE. As seen in the previous videos, you are able to check out the Temple of Athena today, but unfortunately there are a lot of things missing from that temple because of all the destruction it has been through over the years. I'm going to end my video now, but before I say goodbye, I would like to apologize for my terrible pronunciation of words. So I apologize if it bothered you. I know it definitely would bother me if I knew someone was saying something wrong. But I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope you have a good day, I guess.